second season of Wednesday. Look. Wednesday. But for this video, yeah. So on my Pinterest, there are these templates sometimes that I fill in about my OCs for fun because I find it fun to do, and yeah. So I'm going to basically the same that I have done in other videos before. I try to read them in a way that's not totally incomprehensible. I don't know if it will be incomprehensible or not. I'll try to do it in a way that's not incomprehensible and that tells you something more about my OCs, my original characters. This is kind of cool. Should I go like this for the thumbnail? What do we do? Maybe I might actually put it as my thumbnail. Like, actually. I have my laptop here. I have way more templates like this that I filled in about my OCs. But there are so many, so I'm just doing the ones that I from September, from this month. Let me get my laptop. Oh, it's maybe I won't record this whole video now because it's a lot of templates. It's a lot. I'll try to go over it more quickly than in other videos that I've done, but actually there are like 13 templates, and in other videos they were very long and it was less templates, so I'll try to go over it kind of quickly. Yeah. Also, I thought that it could be fun, like, I was thinking I make like a pinned comment to this video, and to that pinned comment I reply the name of all of my OCs that were in these templates at some point, and then you can like the comments or comments that feature the name of your favorite OCs of me, of mine, based off the little information that you have. And you can just then like that comment, and it's anonymous. But you can also, I'd love to know. So if you like, obviously you don't even have to participate in this, because like a lot of people watch my videos to fall asleep probably. Like, you don't have to like worry about that. Like, but if you want to, you can then like cast your vote on your favorites or favorites of maybe if I remember, I'll show Tegertje to you all. Maybe I should do it now because I might forget, or I don't know. 1 second, I'm showing you Tegertje. Okay, she stopped snoring when I went to record her. She's kind of snoring again now. Okay, so I'll just, for some context, read all the templates and which templates that I used before starting to say, before I say like what I made which answers I put for my OCs. But yeah, context, and I can like give credits to the people who like. I did this in another video as well. I like put whoever made the template or made or at least posts, because some of these are actually the original people that made them, but that might not be the case for all of them. I don't know. So let me just. How many phone battery do I have left? 4%. Okay. Okay. Google Drive. I might not record this whole video today, but I want to do at least like some of my characters, so I'll try not to take too long on the just reading which templates I used. And it's probably less fun as well. I mean, my intro is already 8 minutes. No. Should I I don't know. Okay. Okay, the first template is. Some of these I made like 2 weeks ago, and I kind of forgot what's in it already. So first template is group dynamic, and the options are: guys, we should start a band, writes fanfics in secret, may or may not have killed someone, but they are really fun at parties. It's my horoscope. More like conceit, but sure, confidence it is. Just spawned out of nowhere. Also some hand movements as well. Just spawned out of nowhere. Then this is very little. The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, USSR, commonly known as the Soviet Union, was a transcontinental country that spent much of Eurasia. Sorry, I can't. Eurasia, 1922, until it dissolved in 1991. 1920, 19, yeah. Okay. The next option is peaked in high school? Question mark. My life never peaked at all. That's me. No, my life peaked before I had to go to school. My life went whenever I had to start going to school. Like, that's when before that my life peaked. After that. And then the last option is, it reminds me of my parents' divorce. Then, next. This one. It has like these, yeah, I'll put a photo in, so, but it has like these 9 squares, and I made actually like yesterday or something. That's fine. Anyway, the options are fan art of their favorite show slash movie slash book. That's on my Pinterest, by the way. Unhinged memes and TikToks. Aesthetic outfits and images. That's also on my Pinterest. Did y'all already know that I have a crazy amount of pins saved on Pinterest? Anyway, then recipes and crafts and slash r art and edits of their favorite ships. I don't really have that on my Pinterest. I need new ships to obsess over. Does anyone have any ships that you think that I will like? Let me know. Then next one, rat in the kitchen. Traps the mouse and throws him out the window, or threatens him with a knife. And then there's this cover of a song, and the song is called Willard. And an exclamation mark apparently. And I looked up the song, and then I looked up the meaning of the song on the internet. And apparently it's based on this book, or based on this, I don't know, or theater, whatever, I don't know. It's based on something, some media piece. And it said something about like someone who befriended a rat and trained the rat and the whole rat's family, or I don't know, to like trained the rat to like take revenge on their, like, whoever they wanted to take revenge on, or something like that. They trained the rat to like something, but they befriended the rat and then trained them to like, yeah, something like that. Next option, gives him a little cheese as a threat. A little cheese as a threat. Do you want a little cheese as a threat? I don't have cheese. I would give you something. You can have a. No. Do you want that? I don't know. Maybe not everyone likes spiders, but some people might. Everyone likes. Well, I'm sorry if you love spiders. You can have this as well. In spirit, but everyone likes Hello Kitty, right? You get a. Do you want a Hello Kitty ring? No, maybe my subscribers like this more than this. I don't know. You can have all of this in spirit, whatever. You can. Okay. Then the next two options. The next option is it's Ratatouille, and the next option is his name is Remy. Anyway, the name of the rat from Ratatouille, because Ratatouille is not his name, okay? I knew that it's not his name. Then again, where you can like mix and match some options. So we have either chaotic, or edgy, or optimist. And then we have ready to fight God, always yearning, or has never had a coherent thought. But I actually don't have any character in the category. Actually. For some of these, I have my OCs in multiple categories. But for some of these, sometimes I just didn't really know what answer my OC would pick, or it would be an answer that's not even the template. So I did not always include all of the OCs that I am currently including in my templates. In every template. Yeah. Then next. So someone says like, I want to confess I love you. And then the options are slightly embarrassed, or ha question mark exclamation point. Then rejects the person. Then I'm sorry. Then actually doesn't know what's happening. Then doesn't take it seriously. How did you know what I was thinking about myself the whole time? I love myself too. Or the one who is confessing. We'll get to the more fun parts, where I actually talk about my OCs soon, I promise. Then what their handwriting looks like. maybe I should just. I feel like I should put some timestamp that says at one point I actually start talking about my OCs. I should do that, but then they like miss the credits to who made the templates. But that's, I mean, like that's not like the end of the world. Anyway, Halloween group costume. Either the leader running and planning the group costume, then bought the appropriate and right costume, thought they were A but was actually B, was being funny and didn't get the right costume. Some of the assumptions I don't even have OCs in. None of my OCs are even in that category. Then had made their costume and stands out but looks amazing. And then forgot and has no costume. None of my OCs are in that category either. Everyone has a costume. Okay. I mean, not all of my OCs are in the template, but then playing Dress to Impress from Roblox. So actually that one I did like fill in today. So does not stop screaming, slay, I ate, etc. Constantly claims it's rigged when they lose. VIP access game is rigged in their favor because of it. Has no idea what 80% of the teams are, frequently loses. Usually does joke/reference looks. Post 28 spam. I'm not sure what post 28 is, but there's this one post that I know that people spammed in Dress to Impress, so I'm pretty convinced that I actually do know what post 28 is, even though I don't actually know, but I think that I know. Then grown men discovering competitive fashion games. Frequently gets robbed. I mean, I don't know, but I wasn't sure what they meant with frequently get robbed, but I interpreted, I took it as like they get robbed from winning, like they should have scored better, that's how I took it. So, then actually just trying to play possibly a 9-year-old. Then bullying 9-year-olds in chat. Then what's their lock screen? The options are, oh my, this is taking forever, no. I'll put in a template of when I actually start talking about my OCs. It's not the end of the world that they like then miss the credits, I guess. But it's like I want to credit the people who made these templates. Okay. But what's their lock screen? A cute/aesthetic pic from Pinterest or something. Matching wallpapers with friend or partner. A picture of theirself. Pics of friends/family or something. A fandom thing. A dump meme. Pride flag. Or default lock screen. There are two categories. I don't have any OCs that have a picture of themselves or a pride flag as their lock screen. But they would wear it to their wedding. So either like this, like I would say it looks more like a big fancy traditional wedding dress. That's how I took it anyway. Then there's one that looks like, I don't know, it looks like more kind of alternative, I guess, or as if it's in an old painting, or I don't know. I don't know if you can really see. I'll try to like make it that you can see the photos, because I kind of don't even know myself. But there is one that looks like a beetle or bug or like costume, like a beetle costume. Then does a weird shit because they ain't getting married, and then doesn't show up. But I did God, how many more? 2 more. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Then, but I'll make a button, a thing somewhere so that you can just skip the templates part. So I assume that if you're watching this, then you didn't skip to that part. So it's fine. Then at the movies, I did another one that I included in another video even, I think, about at the movies, but this is a different one. So, mixed commentary throughout the whole thing. It's just here for the popcorn. There was an option like that in the other templates that I once did like that. Then I don't get it. Kind of reminds me of when I was in high school and we went to movies and most people were like hating on the movies, like I don't get it. And just like because of that they were like saying that they disliked the movie, and I always liked those movies. Anyway, then the one who yells shut up every 2 seconds, but I actually didn't put any OCs in that category. Then the person who's super involved in the fandom and loves it, and then was dragged along by it should be, I think, by their significant other, but ends up having the most fun. Then the last one, how do they drive a car? And the options are absolutely flawless, it feels like the car is flying to the destination, or surprisingly terrible, question mark, you would expect them to be in the first row but they are not. Then you'd expect much worse, they're actually pretty decent. Then drives on all lanes at once, skips every stop sign, and their driver's license might be fake. Then if road rage was a person and then they refuse to get a driver's license. We can finally get to the OCs, and I swear I think that my phone battery is probably about to die now. See, 1% I still can't do this. I'm going to charge my phone a bit and then come back to start actually talking about my OCs. Finally, because what the fuck. After the ad break where I charge my phone. Time for ad break, guys. Ad break. Have you always dreamed of buying a Hello Kitty plushie? We have. Buy Hello Kitty plushie. This was the ad. Buy. Okay, my phone is charged until 10% now. I watched some Netflix in the meantime. Is anyone else watching Love is Blind Friends? So far, I'm only like at the very beginning of episode 2, but so far I don't really like. I mean, well, it's not like I dislike all of them. But so far there aren't really any participants that like. So far I really like. Well, maybe if I met some of them in real life I would get along with them or whatever, but so far there aren't really like participants so far that I think like. Anyway, I don't know if probably no one that is watching this watches that, so. Anyway, finally time to talk about my OCs. Let me get my laptop alive again. Okay, so I have here, actually I have my famous sketchbook here. And in there I wrote the names of OCs that are or might be in these templates. So the first character that I'm going to start with is Mira. Maybe I'll put some. I have done a bunch of drawings. I'll put like 2 drawings that I did of her, but I have done more of her here. Just because I can. She's like only one of my OCs that I actually have any art of, so. But so. Okay, I know how to well. It doesn't really matter in what order I do these, right? So I'll just start by how they drive a car. So I have Mira, how they drive a car. I have her in between 2 categories. I have her in between, you'd expect much worse, they're actually pretty decent. And drives on all lanes at once. Skips every stop sign and their driver's license might be fake. She's in between those 2, so it's like in the middle, kind of, I guess. Then at the movies, I have Mira in the categories. It's just here for the popcorn. The person who's super involved in the fandom and loves it. It depends on what the movie is, okay? Or was dragged along by their significant other but ends up having the most fun. Depends on the movie and the situation. None of my OCs is actually the established significant other of Mira, but you know, if they're like in this one, for example, that I have right now, Mira is not in, so I'm just if OC is not in a template, I'm just going to skip that one. Then what's their lock screen? For Mira, I have a picture of friends or family or something, and I specified that it's her cat. It's her cat. It's her cat. Cat. Car. Her cat. Then playing dress to impress. So Mira does not stop screaming, slay, I ate, etc. And has no idea what 80% of the teams are, and frequently loses. And also frequently gets robbed. And I took robbed as in like, she should have scored better. Like, she deserved to have gotten a better score. Then what her handwriting looks like, I have like rough handwriting for Mira. Then someone tells them, I want to confess I love you. Then for Mira I have like, ha! Or that she says, I'm sorry. Or actually doesn't know what's happening. Then in this thing, I kind of didn't. It's something with like these 9 boxes, but I didn't put Mira inside of any of the boxes, but I put her outside of it, between chaotic and edgy. Between chaotic and edgy. Then if there's a rat in the kitchen, she gives him a little cheese as a threat. What's on her Pinterest? Fan art of her favorite show / movie / book, and unhinged memes and TikToks, and aesthetic outfits and images, and recipes and crafts, and art and edits of their favorite chips. All of the categories from the template she has on her Pinterest. Then in another one with these like nine square options, I put her in the category I might be gay. And then in a group dynamic template, where is she? Okay, yeah. I put her in the category like that she says like, guys, we should start a band. Okay, that's it. That's it for Mira. Then let me check my little book for the next character, which is that she says like it's my horoscope as a response to something. I also put her in that category. Horoscope, zodiac. Then for the next one, I have her in the category somehow I am gay. She's bi actually, but you know that wasn't an option in the in the template. So what's on her Pinterest? Fan art of her favorite show slash movie slash book, and also recipes and crafts. If there's a rat in the kitchen, she gives him a little cheese as a treat, a little cheese as a treat, a treat, as a treat, a treat. Depending on how I pronounce that, that might be like as a treat. You say it as a treat, right? Because not a threat, but a treat. I think that's how you say it. Then I want to confess I love you. She responds by rejecting the person and not taking it seriously because she's like she's supposed to be like very famous. So I imagine that like like fans like say like weird shit to her all the time, So, I mean, I guess she's supposed to be like really famous. So, yeah. That Halloween group costume. Kim bought the appropriate and right costume. Playing dressed to impress, Kim has no idea what 80% of the teams are and frequently loses. Her lock screen is a cute or aesthetic picture from Pinterest or something. What she would wear to her wedding, I have like the like big white, more like fancy traditional wedding dress, like like big fancy white wedding dress. And how do they drive a car? She refuses to get a driver's license. I mean, I wasn't really. I put her there. Yeah, I mean, she has like people like she has like people who drive her places. She doesn't have to drive herself. I mean, she could drive to places. I mean, the main writing things that I actually wrote about Kim and also Esther, which is probably next OC that I have. Yeah, Esther. They are both supposed to be like famous and they are also like dating. I mean, it's. And in my original story, by the way, like they have like. I mean, this is probably I wrote it like a few years ago, and this is not realistic at all. But I wrote also that like Esther, for example, that she was like best friends with like someone who like had like kind of as a job, I guess, to like drive her places. I mean, that probably wasn't the character's only job, but like don't take this seriously. Like I don't know shit, okay? I'm not very famous. I don't know shit. I wrote this a few years ago already. I mean, not these templates, but that part of the story that I'm talking about. Anyway, next character is Esther. Esther. So she's supposed to be a famous actress, and she's dating Kim. How she drives a car. I did put her in one of the categories, so I did put her as like having a driver's license. I mean, yeah, like I said for this template that she does have a driver's license. she does have an established significant other. That's one of my OCs, which is Kim. Then, what she's wear to their wedding? I have the same thing as Kim, like the more fancy big white dress. What's her lock screen? Default lock screen. Plain dress to impress. The same as Kim. Yeah, has no idea what 80% of the teams are and frequently loses. Halloween group costume, also the same as Kim, but appropriate and right costume. If someone says, I want to confess, I love you, also rejects the person and doesn't take it seriously. For the same reason as Kim, they're supposed to be like really famous. So yeah. Rat in the kitchen. I put her in the category. I put Esther in the category of like she befriends that I took as she befriends the rat and then makes the rat take revenge on people or something like that. She's in that category. Oh, and she's also in the category. His name is Remy or Remy. When if someone calls the rat Ratatouille, apparently I also put her in that category. Not on the what's on their Pinterest meme template, because I don't know. I imagined that she didn't use Pinterest. Then I also have her as somehow I am gay. She's also bi actually. And the last one, group dynamic. Group dynamic. Is she in one or is she in multiple ones? She's in may or may not have killed someone, but they are really fun at parties. Well, they deserved it in case, okay? They did. Okay. Next character is Sage. Sage. In group dynamics, Sage is in guys, we should start a band. Or in also in writes fanfics in secret. Also in just spawned out of nowhere. And also in peaked in high school. My life never peaked at all. That's very Sage, I feel like. I feel like out of my OCs, Sage is actually the character that's most similar to me. Then, and in one with the squares, I have for Sage, of course, I'm lonely. What's on their Pinterest? Fan art of their favorite show / movie / book, and aesthetic outfits and images, and recipes and crafts, and also art and edits of their favorite ships. Then Rat in the kitchen. I also have Sage in the thing that they befriend the rat and then like make the rat do crime or whatever. But they befriend the rat also. Then in another one with the square in between chaotic and edgy. In between chaotic and edgy and also always yearning. And then if someone confesses their love to them, they say, I'm sorry, or actually doesn't know what's happening. Halloween group costume. Sage bought appropriate and right costume. impress. Does not stop screaming, slay, I ate, etc. And frequently gets robbed. As in they deserved better scores, I took that. And actually I'm just trying to play possibly a 9-year-old, but Sage is not a 9-year-old. Sage is like... Sage is 18 because their birthday is in the winter. So I can say the ages of all of my OCs. I have a list. Mira is her birthday is in August, I would say, and she's 22. Kim and Esther are like both in their like early 40s. Sage is 18. Dan is in his 20s, probably. That one is like kind of not fully, but in his 20s, I think. Alice or Alice, I still haven't decided if her name should be Alice or Alice. I would also say in her 20s. And the same for Tessa. Jamie, also 18, and their birthday is on Halloween. Unless I changed my mind about that, but I think that once I established that their birthday is on Halloween recently, I think. Nessa is in her 20s somewhere. Then Lori, but I actually barely have any lore on her. I just the unfortunately the sole purpose of the character is if I make templates and I am like, oh, I need to OC like that, and I put Lori in. I was hoping that way gradually her lore would form, but unfortunately there isn't really much. Unfortunately. Then Patrick, he's like, if I remember correctly, he's like 67, and Robert 70, if I remember correctly. And there's this one. I tried to figure out. I asked ChatGPT how to pronounce his name. It said something like, I wrote down what ChatGPT said how to pronounce it. Siergei. I don't know if you write it as I'll put here how you write how it's written. But I don't know how old. Maybe in his 40s or something. I don't know. But back to the templates. That was the intermezzo, whatever. What was I doing? I was talking about Sage. Yeah, but Sage is also actually just trying to play the game, Dress to Impress. Actually, same when I used to play Dress to Impress, I was actually also just trying to play the game. Then what's Sage's lock screen? A fandom thing. Same. At the movies, the person who's super involved in the fandom and loves it. How they drive a car, they refuse to get a driver's license. And that was Sage. I'll do like maybe 2 more characters, or I don't know how much battery. 2%. Yay, great. Let's do the next character, which is... after that, if my battery hasn't died, I'll charge for a little bit more and maybe then do like 2 more characters, or I don't know. But the next character, like right now, is called Dan. So Dan, how he drives a car, drives on all lanes at once, skips every stop sign, and their driver's license might be fake. At the movies, the person who's super involved in the fandom and loves it. What he would wear to his wedding. I put him in the like more like alternative looks like some old from like a dress from some old painting. Gothic isn't really the right word, I guess, and it's also white, but the more alternative wedding thing. I don't know. What's this lock screen? A dumb meme. Playing dress to impress. Does not stop screaming, slay, I ate, etc. Constantly claims it's rigged when he loses. And usually does joke / reference looks or post 28 spam, and also frequently gets robbed. If someone says I want to confess I love you, rejects the person, or and says I'm sorry, and actually doesn't know what's happening. And also, I have for him, how did you know what I was thinking about the whole time? I love myself too. But actually, I can't talk. Actually, he hates himself. But, he's just like, he hates himself, but he's just that kind of person, What's on his Pinterest? Fan art of his favorite show / movie / book, unhinged memes and TikToks, aesthetic outfits and images. Yeah, those. Then, somehow I am lonely is also a category that I put him in. And for the group dynamic one, guys, we should start a band, and just spawned out of nowhere. So far, my phone hasn't died. How many percent? Still 2. Okay, let me just go to the next character then and see whenever my phone dies. Next character is Alice or Alice. I still have not decided if I want to call her Alice or Alice. So, yeah, but her. So, for group dynamic, also just spawned out of nowhere, writes fanfics in secret. Those two. Then I have her in somewhere in between. Of course, I'm lonely and I might be lonely. What's on her Pinterest? Fan art of her favorite show / movie / book. Aesthetic outfits and images, recipes and crafts, and art and edits of her favorite chips. Not chips as in to eat, by the way. Okay, Rat in the kitchen. I also put her in the thing where she befriends the rat and then weaponizes the rat or whatever. I don't know. But part of it is that they befriend the rats. Okay. That's how I took it. Then I have her in again one with all the squares. I have her in edgy and always yearning. Then if someone confesses their love to her, I have her in the categories that she says I'm sorry and that she actually doesn't know what's happening. Halloween group costume, but appropriate and right costume. Plain dress to impress. Frequently gets robbed. What's her lock screen? A fandom thing. And what she would wear to the wedding. I also have her in the more alternative, but it's still a dress category. At the movies, either the person who's super involved in the fandom and loves it, depending on the movie, or was dragged along by their significant other but ends up having the most fun. She also doesn't have was but with the character Tessa. And actually Tessa, the character actually is kind of invented by ChatGPT, but then I turned her in a character of me. So, but yeah. Anyway, now I'm talking about Alice. Oh, that was it for Alice actually. Yeah. Okay, so then next I have, as I was saying, Tessa. I have a character called Tessa and a character called Nessa. And this character is the one called Tessa with a T. And actually, kind of have a character that recently that's called Tessa with a D as well. But she's actually called Stella. But Tessa is like her new artist name because she's also a singer. But she's not in these templates. But now Tessa with a T. Okay. At the movies, she makes commentary through the whole thing. Or was dragged along by their significant other but ends up having the most fun. And that other person may or may not be Alice. Then what's her lock screen? A cute / aesthetic picture from Pinterest or something. Playing Dress to Impress does not stop screaming, slay, I ate, etc. I actually kind of forgot that for both this one and the previous one, I kind of forgot that I put her in those categories. I hope that I'm not overlooking anything, but even then, it's whatever. It seems like I kind of don't have her in a lot of these. In a lot of these, I actually was unsure. I feel like I didn't include her. Tessa. So, what's on her Pinterest? I do have that one. Aesthetic outfits and images and recipes and crafts. Then I have her in the categories somehow I am lonely and I might be gay. She's also, I don't know if I ever actually established her sexuality actually. Then in the group dynamic one, Tessa, I have her as in guys we should start a band and may or may not have killed someone, but they are really fun at parties and just spawned out of nowhere. Yeah. And my phone battery somehow has not died, so I feel like Tessa would wear this, by the way. I feel like she would wear that. She would wear that. Oh, now we have another break. I rate which of my OCs would wear this. Mira would. Sage also would. Dan also would. Tessa as well. Lori, who has no lore, pretty much, but I think that she would wear that as well. And some of my other ones, probably all my OCs would wear this, but I just said the ones that I thought were like most likely to. Okay. Which character was it? I just did Tessa, so next I have Jamie. Yeah, I just said so now. Yeah, Jamie. Okay, so Jamie, I have in the group dynamic one, may or may not have killed someone, but they are really fun at parties and just pound out of nowhere. And also the one 6% again now. So, and I watched while it was charging some more Love is Blind Friends again. And the little part that I saw of it, no, I actually thought was better than. I mean, I actually not. I actually like. I personally like better than the part that I saw before. Anyway, I was talking. Let me get my laptop started again. I was reading Jamie's things. So I was reading this thing that said the Union of Soviet wait, what? I was the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, USSR, commonly known as Soviet Union, was a transcontinental country that spanned much of Eurasia 1922 until it dissolved in 1991, I think it says. During its existence, and it cuts off there. So Jamie, yeah, next. I have Jamie and I might be lonely, and of course I'm a psychopath. What's on their Pinterest? Fan art of their favorite show slash movie slash book, unhinged memes and TikToks, and aesthetic outfits and images. Red in the kitchen. Like, oh, 5 battery things, okay. Anyway, red in the kitchen. Traps the mouse and throws him out the window, or threatens him with a knife, or the thing where they befriend the mouse and weaponize them or whatever. Then in another, with all the squares, they have to pick 2 options. I have Jamie as chaotic and ready to fight God. Oh no, I accidentally closed this. No. Okay, at the movies, the person was super involved in the fandom and loves it. But they would wear to their wedding. Doesn't wear shit because they ain't getting married, because they are aromantic and asexual. But I also put them into other categories because, well, they could have a platonic wedding. So I also put them in the thing that looks like a beetle bug costume, and also the like kind of wedding looking dress but more alternative. I also put them in those 2 categories. Then what's their lock screen? A fandom thing. Playing dress to impress. Does not stop screaming. Slay, I ate, etc. I also say those things a lot. I mean, not I ate, but like slay and ate to compliment other people. But I also have, for playing dress to impress for Jamie, full VIP SS. Game is rigged in their favor because of it. And usually does joke slash reference looks post 28 spam. But which character? Okay. Just checking. Someone confesses their love to them, they reject the person. I think that, yeah, all of those other ones I already said. Yeah, okay. Okay. So, I feel like some of these next characters, I don't have in a lot of these, so if I hurry, I yeah, like I'll just finish this video now. Like, try to hurry. Okay, so but next I have Nessa, which if anyone has seen my last video, yeah, her. Yeah, okay. Okay, so these are in a different order. Wait, what the fuck? Where's the group dynamics one? Oh, there. Okay. This doesn't. The order of these does not make any sense anymore. It never made sense in the first place, but okay. But Nessa group dynamic. It's my horoscope. And also, yeah, that's like something that you would say. Then I also have her in more like conceit, but sure, confident it is. And that she says it reminds me of my parents' divorce. Oh, they drive a car. No, I don't have her in that one. At the movies. Makes commentary. I didn't have her in the... Oh no, actually I do have her in the Oh, they drive a car one. How she drives a car. Surprisingly terrible. You'd expect them to be in the first row, but they're not. And the movies makes commentary throughout the whole thing. It's just there for the popcorn and says I don't get it. And also Everin was dragged along with her significant other but ends up having the most fun. She also doesn't have an established significant other. But like that would be like if she like actually like I don't know came out or like at least to herself or like because she wouldn't do that for any significant other that she would be because she's I imagine that with like she's not always with someone that she's like really that she's not like actually into it. Then what she would wear to her wedding, I have her in like the big fluffy, most traditional looking wedding dress of the ones that are there. What's her lock screen? Matching wallpapers with a friend or partner. Plain dress to impress. Does not stop screaming. Slay, I ate, etc. It's kind of funny actually to imagine that for Nessa, in my opinion. Okay. Also constantly claims that it's rigged when she loses, and also has VIP SS game is rigged in her favor because of it. Also, usually does joke reference looks and post 28 spam, and also bullying 9-year-olds in chat. Halloween group costume. Nessa is the leader running and planning the group costume because she loves control. I saw like I don't know, I saw something on Instagram I think that these things like obsessed with and then something and one of them there were like 4 slides and one of them was like obsessed with control. And I don't know if I'm imagining it or if they're like referenced like Tiffany from Chucky there. But I don't know if I'm confusing it with something or if I'm tripping. I sadly don't remember what the other ones were. It was a cool post. I don't know. Maybe it's even in my saved posts on Instagram or something. Please let me know if anyone wants me to look at the post and maybe I actually did not save it, so the chances are also that I actually that I just liked it and didn't save it. But maybe I did save it. Maybe I did screenshot it. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. Maybe. Yeah. Okay. Next for Nessa, her handwriting is fancy. Fancy. Someone confesses their love to them. She's like, huh? Yeah, that's the only category I put her in. Then Red in the kitchen threatens him with a knife and says it's Ratatouille. So the wrong name. Because it's Remy. What's on her Pinterest? Fan art of her favorite show slash movie slash book. And aesthetic outfits and images and recipes and crafts. Then I have her in a lot of categories, and next one I have her between I might be lonely and somehow I am lonely, and I might be a psychopath and I might be gay. So those are all, I guess, if those really were all, because these are not in the right order. There is no right order, but they are not in their original. That's not the right order, but I just thought that I included all of them. But even if not, nobody gives a shit. So next character. Oh, how many phone battery do I have left? 2. Oh no, it just changed from 2 to 1. Also, I saw like 444 earlier, and then I went to look up the main meaning for like angel numbers, and I also saw 222 a lot lately. I mean, it's not something that I actually believe in, but I want to believe in it, and lately I actually have been seeing a lot of those, like more than normally. But yeah, okay. Next I have Lori, which is my character that barely has any lore to her. But I think that I have her in like maybe one of these. Okay, I hear my dad upstairs. I hope that he don't go downstairs to check why I'm not asleep yet. Okay, Lori. Well, if he does, then he's going to feature in my video, and I know that he doesn't want to be on the internet. No, but I actually, even if he goes upstairs, obviously he doesn't want to be in the video. Obviously, I won't actually put him in it, you know. Let me see if I put Lori into any of these. At first glance, I'm not seeing her. But yeah, for Halloween crop costume, I have her in handmade her costume and stands out, but looks amazing. I have her in that category. That's it, I think. That's it. For like the vote thing, if anyone actually wants to like vote for that, I mean, I'll put her in there, but I doubt that a lot of people will. I mean, the one thing that I said about her in this video was cool, so. And I also said that she would wear something like this from the very little lore that I have on her. Next, I have Patrick, a character called Patrick. My phone can die again any moment. But anyway, so Patrick. I can hear my dad walking around again. I am back from the dead. Not the dead, just from watching Netflix. But what was I? I had to charge my phone again, it died. What was I doing? I was reading about the character, my character called Patrick, right? I think that I was, yeah. So, what's their lock screen picture of friends slash family or something? Playing Dress to Impress, grown men discovering competitive fashion games. Yeah. What their handwriting looks like, rough. Someone says, I want to confess I love you. Actually doesn't know what's happening, or the one who is confessing. Yeah. But like, his personality is supposed to be like that he would do something like that, but like jokingly. But he would also actually mean it, but he would also joke about it. If that makes any sense. Oh, then I have him as chaotic, always yearning somewhere. I don't have him in these ones. I have it somewhere. I have him in between I might be gay and somehow I am gay, but he's actually bi. Again. Okay, those were all the templates, I think. All of the templates that it's showing me right now, at least. Then Robert, which Patrick and Robert, they also come together. So so they're all also from the same brain cell. I talked about them at some point. Well, I don't think that. I don't know if anyone remembers that. But I invented these characters like in April when I was on vacation. And they're supposed to be like sailors, I guess. Okay, but no, Robert. So let's see. I have him the same as Patrick, somewhere between I might be gay and somehow I am gay. Yeah, I don't have them in the Pinterest thing because they are old. They just no. Actually, my grandma is older than them, and she does have Pinterest, but they just don't seem to be the type of people Patrick and Robert to me to have Pinterest. So, I mean, Patrick is like artsy, but he still doesn't have Pinterest. But now, Robert, let's see if I have him in any other ones. I have him as edgy, always yearning. Also, there's also the way that there's also optimist as an option, and I don't have any character in the optimist category. Then someone confesses I love you to them. He doesn't take it seriously because, yeah, in this situation, like Patrick would be the other one because, like I said, they come together and into lore. They were supposed to be like not dating, but like they're supposed to like each other. So and like Robert is like the type of He's stupid. Character was so dumb. It's so dumb. so dumb. So cringe. Anyway, what their handwriting looks like. I also have it as rough handwriting for Robert. Playing Dress to Impress, also grown men discovering competitive fashion games. What's his lock screen? Default lock screen. At the movies, was dragged along by their significant other but ended up having the most fun. Well, they don't have an established significant other, but it would be Patrick in that case then. Even though they're like, in most of what I wrote about them, not actually dating, but then how does he drive a car if road rage was a person? I think that's it. Yeah, then I have one more character. The one that I don't know. I tried to look up how to pronounce his name. And ChatGPT. I tried to look it up on. I first tried to look it up on Google, and I then it showed me some YouTube video, and I watched the YouTube video. But then someone in the comments commented that it was actually another pronunciation, but I didn't understand what they meant by that comment really. So then I asked ChatGPT, and it said like the traditional Russian way is Sierke. So that's the only time that I will not attempt to pronounce his name anymore in this video. This is the last character that I have in these templates, so you'll know what I'm talking about now, okay? And I still need to check what lore I actually wrote about him like a year ago, but yeah, he's a character from like a year ago that I revived based on a dream that I have. The very short version is that he's some kind of like mad scientist, or that has like gone mad, and he thinks that he needs to like save random people on the streets or whatever, like random people, and he thinks that he like needs to save them and vaccinate them. Except that the thing vaccinates, whatever the English word is, things that he uses that he made actually like don't work that well, so it just like makes those people sick or kills them, or like at least one person. So yeah, that's like the short version of what I remember of his lore. So I have him in the group dynamic one in the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, the USSR, commonly known as the Soviet Union, was a transcontinental country that spanned much of Eurasia, 1922, until it dissolved in 1991 during its existence. But he actually is like from, I don't know, I think in my dream it was also like that, because I don't know why else I would have had that idea. Like, this is inspired by a dream I had like a year ago, but he's supposed to be like from like, he's like, oh my, 5 battery percent, but he's supposed to be like, well, not necessarily like living there or born there, but like, yes, he's supposed to have like Russian, or not necessarily like Russian, but one of the countries are around there, I think. I need to read this lore again sometime. But but yeah, how do they drive a car? You'd expect much worse. They're actually pretty decent. What he would wear to his wedding, I have the like beetle insect costume. What's their lock screen? A cute or aesthetic picture from Pinterest or something. Playing dress to impress. Yeah, grown men discovering competitive fashion games again. Then Halloween group costume. Thought they were A, but was actually B. Like they thought that they were like, yeah, that's what their handwriting looks like. Robotic. Someone says, I want to confess I love you. Actually, it doesn't know what's happening. Yeah, that seems very fitting. Especially in his worst mental era. Rat in the kitchen. Again, the thing where he befriends the rat and then uses the rat for evil purposes, but is still friends with the rat. What's on their Pinterest? Fan art of their favorite show / movie / book. Yeah, that's it. I mean, maybe there will be more on his Pinterest, but not everything that's on Pinterest is in this template, obviously. Like, otherwise, how long would the template be? Okay, then I have him in the category I might be a psychopath. Well, he has good intentions. Oh, so that's everything. That's everything. That's everything. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much. Thank you. Feel free to. YouTube better not turn off. Oh my! If YouTube disables my comments for this, that won't be the end of the world. But if the comments are not disabled, you can normally, if you want to cast your vote for. There is really no point in this. I just want to see which one of my characters people like. That's it. I guess this video is already so long. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. Please take care. Please